Hey guys, welcome back. Look where we're at. Back in the guest bedroom. I got my guest bedroom back, aka like my place where I would like to film and do all my stuff when I get some time away from my responsibilities. I'm happy to be back on making the videos that I've been wanting to make, and I've got all the time now. Work has calmed down, and all that good stuff. So we're talking about something that I saw that was just absolutely horrendous, something that screams corruption if I've ever seen it, that screams, you were right. COVID was an absolute experiment, flat out, of people being torn down, second rate, third rate human beings in America, by the way, lost jobs, um, unalived themselves because of the pressures and the stresses of trying to, what am I going to do now? And then also just the actual C word being used and abused and manipulated against literally the world, the biggest experiment. And then the guy who's behind it says this. And YouTube, anybody, I don't want to hear it. And don't you dare take this video down. Because when I watched this video the other day, I was livid. Absolutely livid. Because this this is not about right or left or that was my left, right or left or Democrat or Republican. It's not about any of that. This is about good versus evil, corruption versus honesty, integrity, right? People's lives were lost in the millions, and people lost their businesses, their incomes, their dignity in some sense, their just literally, being treated as a human being from our current government, that was administration that had been happening that under, both of them, by the way, some under Trump, mostly under Biden, um, and how that fleshed out, and just the online presence of it. And if you were a non-vaxxer, brother, you were dumb as rocks. And it's so funny how the conspiracy theorist is always right at some point. I say always right. The conspiracy theorist is just sometimes somehow just uh, it comes out to be that it's 100% true. You know, when something comes out and the person who denies it is like almost 99% wrong, as same as the person who's almost got it 100% true. And it's just crazy to think we still live in a world that plays this cloak and dagger kind of situation. Anyways, we're going to get to this because I'm not going to keep these videos long right now because editing takes a while. So let's read, or let's listen. You ready? Three, two, make sure I put this over here. One.
On the advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer based upon my rights under the Fifth Amendment to the Constitution.
Let's just get one thing straight. You don't have any rights under the Fifth Amendment because you've been pardoned, as you very well know. As the Supreme Court has been clear for a century and more, Brown versus Walker, 1896, when he has been pardoned, he may not stand upon his privilege. You know that. Your lawyers sitting behind you now shifting nervously in their chairs. They know it. This isn't about the Constitution. This isn't about the law. This is about contempt. Contempt for this body and contempt for the American people. But I think I know why you're doing it. It's because you don't want to answer questions. It's because you did all kinds of terrible things. It's because during the pandemic, you got rich, didn't you? You got rich while people were dying, hundreds of thousands of Americans, over 1 million in the end, and you were getting rich. And not only were you doing that, you were using federal employees with taxpayer money to apply for and solicit cash prizes for you personally, cash prizes totaling over $1 million. You did all of that during the pandemic, didn't you? That's a question.
On the advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer based upon my rights under the Fifth Amendment to the Constitution.
Brother. And so then you watch Senator Hawley. He just starts asking, "What day is it?" He's like, "What's the color of the carpet?" He just literally, what's the color of my? He just starts asking questions, and all Fauci does is let it say under my rights, and it's like, hold on, brother, you have a pardon. You have a pardon. You have immunity. Nothing. This is how it is. If you have immunity like this, right? Doesn't matter. And yet he still won't say anything. Why? Why won't he say anything? Because he did it. Do not. This isn't about who's your favorite politician or if you love Fauci. This is literally about reading the room. Literally reading the room. Reading it and going, well, all other common sense paths would only be these. This is knocked out. This is knocked out. Okay, X here. Couldn't be this. It's got to be this. Did you really do it? Did you really manipulate a virus? Did you really mess around with something in a lab? Did you tamper with something? Did you release this? Who was all a part of this, by the way? He's probably keeping his mouth shut as well because there's so many other power plays and people that are involved. It just makes sense to me. It's not, it's, and saying that doesn't make me less competent. It makes me more competent because I am, it's, it's just logical at some point to end up in this direction. And then you have to plausibly deny, yeah, cognitive dissonance, literally to just say, I know it's the truth and I just don't want to agree with it. Right. And that's a human issue because we just really, we placed all our eggs in a basket of, we were, how could you, yet I don't want to look like a fool because it's your ego, it's your pride. Brother, under whoever was doing all that, so many people lost their lives. That, I mean, it just, it literally, I just remember the craze. I remember what was happening. It's not like this was off in a too distant future. This was 6 years ago. This is nuts. This is crazy. I'm still recording. I need to stop that recording. And I just had to go over it because this is what I'm talking about. Like, you have the opportunity, and even then, just as under counsel, under my lawyers, under all that, brother, there is a place in hell for you. And I pray that you don't go. That's a strong. It's just, that's anger. That's anger. That's frustration. That's watching the enemy get away with it for now. For now. And there's plenty of enemies. People who do good stuff are still enemies of God because that's not what makes you good. That's not what makes Fauci bad. It's because his father is the devil. It's because he doesn't know Jesus, because he has not been saved. So I be honest with you, I wouldn't want to pray for Fauci right now. I don't know how to pray for somebody like that, much less somebody who I like. So that's all subjective. That's just human emotion that is just really hard to wrestle with because, like, I don't even know how you live with yourself, man. I don't know how deep that dark rabbit hole darkness goes. What scripture says, it says what you think is light is really darkness, and how deep that darkness is. That is insane. That's crazy. And anybody who's seen that, anybody, for him to continue to say that, brother, it's like saying, like OJ wrote a book and said, if I did do it, or if I did it right. You did it, bro. It's that blatant, like you're gonna get away with it. And I'm just telling you right now, you're not. You are not gonna get away with it. There is judgment to come. And I pray you're on the right side of it. Anyways, guys, that's the video. If you like the video, be sure to like the video. If you want to see more, be sure to subscribe. Let me know what you think about this and any other things you want me to cover as we're back on the video train. I'll see you in the next one.